like some coffee?
No, thank you. You sounded upset on the phone.
I am. I talked to Dr. J. Garvin.
Sheila's psychiatrist. What did he tell you?
Quite a bit, actually, but not enough.
Well, did he confirm to you that she'd actually been his patient?
Yes.
Well, that's good. Did he say anything else?
I questioned him about her therapy sessions. He wouldn't open up to me. He wanted a signed release from Sheila.
Well, she isn't going to sign a release.
I know that.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'm going to go back and see him. He has to talk to me. He knows too much.
Ethically, can he do that?
Yes. I'm certain he will.
Hey, Lieutenant.
Yeah, Norm.
I've got the COD.
What was it?
Head injuries caused by the fall.
Nothing else.
No, he was alive and well when he went over the side.
Lieutenant Burke, this is Sandra Parker, the doctor's receptionist.
Miss Parker, why don't you sit down right here? I know this is a difficult time for you, but I need to ask you a few questions.
Hello, Sheila.
What are you doing?
My monthly? This place is clean as a whistle. I'd love to see somebody try and bug this room.
Well, do you think you could stop doing that for a moment? We really need to talk about something.
Sure. You were going to see that head shrinker. Were you able to see him?
Uh-huh.
You read him the riot act?
Well, I told him what he could expect if he were to breathe a word of our sessions to James Warwick or anyone else.
Right on, sweetheart. I'm sure he'll clam up after that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he will, too. He's dead.
Hello there.
Well, hello, stranger. Come in. My goodness, long time no see.
Stranger, no kidding. Oh, hi. Exactly how long were you going to wait before you called me?
Well, actually, I was going to do just that.
Oh, you are shameless. So how are things going around here?
Quite interesting, really.
Really? Mm-hmm. Have anything to do with Dr. James Warwick?
Yes. How do you know about him?
He came to see me a few weeks back.
Really?
Really? He wanted the lowdown on a certain young lady I used to be involved with.
And did you give it to him?
Yes, I did.
Well, that must have worked. He asked me to marry him.
Dr. James Warwick asked you to marry him.
Yes. And I accepted.
Wow, that's great, Brooke. I'm happy for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So, Brooke Forrester Warwick.
Has a bit of an aristocratic ring to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess it does. Actually. So what is the deal now? We address you as Lady Warwick?
Well, after the wedding day, sure, that might be nice.
So when is the wedding day?
We're working on it. It'll be sometime soon.
Do you suppose there might be an invitation for an ex-suitor in there somewhere?
You want to be invited?
Definitely, yeah.
Then tell me I'm doing the right thing.
Oh, I gotta hand it to you, Sheila. Your sense of humor is just about as sick as mine.
It's not a joke. Jay Garvin is dead.
You aren't kidding about this?
He just went over the balcony at his office, just went right over the side.
How far did he fall?
8 floors. You know, it happened so quick. I always thought a fall like that would take some time, but it was over in a matter of seconds.
Sheila, you aren't pulling my chain about this? You are, aren't you? You're tweaking me.
I was just as shocked as you are. It was really horrible.
My God. Look, I don't think I should hear any more about this. I'll be down at the security desk.
Wait a minute, you think I killed him?
Sheila, you don't have to explain it to me. In fact, I don't want you to explain it to me.
Oh, you think I murdered him, that I pushed him off that balcony?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, what is it with you? What happened to Mr. Tough Guy?
I don't do people off balconies. I don't whack people, period.
Yeah, well, you know what? I don't either. I did not kill him.
You didn't?
I could have. When I walked into his office, I could have killed them both.
Both?
Oh, yes, our good friend, Dr. Warwick. He was in his office when I got there, Mike.
Warwick was with the doctor you used to see?
Oh, yes, squeezing him for information about me, Michael. All the secrets that I told him. And you know what? Jay Garvin, that soppy little milquetoast, he was about to tell him everything.
Do you think you can help us, Miss Parker?
I'll try.
Okay, Dr. Garvin. Did you know him well?
Yes.
What was he? A happy man? A troubled man?
Troubled. He wasn't troubled. He had a lovely wife, 3 great kids, and a successful practice.
Yes, ma'am, I know that, Miss Parker, but sometimes these things can be deceiving.
If you're trying to suggest that Dr. Garvin killed himself, that is an impossibility. You won't find anyone to substantiate that. Not a relative, a friend, a patient, no one, Lieutenant. Dr. Garvin was not suicidal.
Okay, all right, we'll go with that for a minute. Did he have any enemies?
None that I know of.
I noticed in his book that he didn't have any appointments scheduled for today.
This was his day to be on call at the hospital all day.
Then he was alone all morning here in the office.
No.
He wasn't?
He had a visitor. Unscheduled.
Who was that?
Dr. James Warwick.
You should have seen him, Stephanie. The expression on his face was extraordinary when I first mentioned Sheila.
How long was she in therapy?
He didn't say, but I suspect 2 or 3 sessions at the very most.
Is that long enough for him to have formed an opinion?
More than enough. He confirmed what you and I have long suspected. Sheila has a severe personality disorder. She's a dangerous woman, Stephanie. She's a very dangerous woman.
So Garvin confirmed that Sheila's dangerous.
Yes, he admitted that she had threatened him also.
What else did he admit?
Not very much. I was questioning him. I thought I was getting through. He was beginning to open up, and suddenly he stopped. He wouldn't go on. It was totally unexpected.
What happened?
I don't know. It was very bizarre. He asked me to leave. It was almost as if he'd been threatened by something. I'm going to go back to him, Stephanie. Whatever he knows about Sheila could expose her. There's much more to Sheila Carter than she would have any of us know. I'm more certain of that now than ever.
Well, be careful. I mean, the closer you get, the more elusive she's going to become.
She cannot evade the truth. That is what I'm going to nail her with. Who the devil can that be?
Dr. James Warwick?
Yes?
I'm Lieutenant Burke, Beverly Hills Police Department.
Wait a minute. You want me to tell you that you're doing the right thing?
Yes.
What do you mean, you're not sure?
No, I'm positive. I would just like to know what your impressions are.
You mean of James? Well,
And the fact that I'm marrying him.
okay. James was very upfront with me when we talked, you know.
That's James.
A real straight shooter.
So, what did he want? Some advice?
Well, originally he came to me for legal advice, and then he wanted to tap into that wealth of information I have regarding Brooke Logan.
Oh. So what did you tell him? Come on, Connor. What? The truth. Tell me.
You're not gonna like it, I don't think.
What did you say?
I told him to be careful.
Be careful. Of what?
A guy named Ridge.
I don't like the way this is sounding, Sheila.
Yeah, where are a person's ethics? Where are their morals? A person's intimate sessions with her therapist, they're supposed to be sacred. But no, not with this guy, no. Jay Garvin, he was going to tell Warwick everything about my life.
So you... What? What did you do, Sheila?
Oh, I stood in the doorway, and I gave that shrink a look that almost melted him, and he shut up. And boy, I mean, he shut up fast.
What about Warwick?
His back was to the door. He didn't even see me.
And then what happened?
I waited for James to leave.
And then?
Then, I had my own little session with Dr. Garvin.
Now he's dead.
Yeah.
Now, Sheila, I know you said you didn't kill him. But who the hell did?
What is it with you, Michael? I thought this sort of thing was right up your alley.
Laying down the hurt, that's my kind of game. I don't go beyond it.
No, but you think I do.
What happened, Sheila? What happened to Dr. Garvin?
What is it, Lieutenant?
May we come in?
Certainly.
Lieutenant Burke?
You two know each other?
Yes.
How are you, Mrs. Forrester?
Very well, thank you. But a little curious. What are you doing here?
I might ask you the same question.
I'm sure that you would. Dr. Warwick and I are naturally acquaintances.
Well, that makes this even more interesting.
You warned James about Ridge?
He asked my advice.
Well, I suppose that is what you would tell him.
If it hadn't been for Ridge, you and I would probably be married right now. And I don't know if I believe... Never mind.
What?
Never mind.
You have trouble believing that I'm over Ridge?
Well, are you? I mean, completely?
I don't look at Ridge romantically anymore. I haven't for months.
Well, if that is the case, then I just have one thing to say.
What?
James Warwick is a very lucky guy.
Well, I prefer to think that we're both lucky to have each other, an exciting future.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Nothing. Nothing at all. We're going to have a great life together.
I went in his office, Mike, and I closed the door, and then I confronted him. You know, I really let him have it with both barrels. And it got kind of ugly. I lost it a bit.
How?
He was going to tell Warwick everything about me. The paternity test, my past in Genoa City. Wow. Yeah, well, you know, I couldn't handle that. And I went a little nuts. You know, I really could have clawed the guy's eyes out. And then he grabs me. He grabs me and he holds on tight. He says he's not going to let go. No, not until I calm down. And so I struggled. I struggled, and I finally threw my arms up as hard as I could. I just wanted to get away from him. And he fell backward. He fell backwards, and that's
when he went over the side.
He shouldn't have touched me. He should not have held on to me like that. I just wanted him to let go. It wasn't my fault.
I know, sweetheart. I believe you. It's all right. Now, let me ask you something. Did anybody see you go into his office?
No. No, his secretary wasn't at her desk, and that's when I slipped in.
Did anyone see you leave?
I grabbed my file out of his office, and I ran out the door. No one saw me. There was too much going on.
So who was the last person the receptionist saw with Garvin?
James Warwick. James Warwick.
Dr. Warwick, we need to ask you a few questions.
What questions?
It might be better to have this conversation in private.
Why?
Well, I can leave if that's necessary.
No, I don't want to leave, Stephanie. I'd like you to stay. What is this about?
Can you tell me how you spent your day today, Doctor?
How I spent my day?
Specifically, where were you at 11:30 this morning?
Why?
Could you just answer the question, please?
I had an appointment.
An appointment?
Yes.
With whom?
Why are you interrogating me?
A direct answer would be a lot more helpful.
Well, I don't suppose that he's being direct, Lieutenant, because he doesn't understand why you're here, and for that matter, neither do I. So why don't you either apprise him of his rights or be direct with him?
All right. Could you tell me who the appointment was with?
At 11:30, I had an appointment with a doctor, J. Garvin.
And when did you leave?
I'm not sure. After about half an hour. I'm not answering any more of your questions until you tell me what all of this is about. What is going on?
Dr. J. Garvin is dead.
Dead?
He fell from the balcony of his office. It happened this morning at about 11:30, and we have information that the last person to see him alive was you.